Take a breath with me before we begin. Just one, slow, easy, yours. Welcome to the Slow Inhale, a breathwork and sacred living podcast from Breath and Branches. I'm Gwen Gillespie Thibeaux, and this is your Sunday anchor, a space to slow down, come home to your body, and tend to your inner life, one breath at a time. I'm so glad you're here. Let's begin.
There's a feeling you've gotten very good at apologizing for before it even finishes arriving. You know the one, something happens and you feel the flash of it, the heat, this is not fair, or you cannot be serious, or after everything I've done. And almost before the feeling is fully formed, you have already caught it, managed it, tucked it away. You have said in your own head, I should not feel this way. And you have moved on, carrying it, swallowed. I'm talking about anger, yours. The anger you were taught somewhere along the way that you were not allowed to have. Because somewhere you learned that good people do not get angry, that kind people, patient people, the dependable one, the one everybody leans on, the helper, the healer, the mother, does not get to be furious. That your anger makes you difficult or ungrateful or too much. So you learn to swallow it, to smile over it, to turn it inward, where it becomes guilt or a headache or that tightness in your chest you cannot explain. And I want to offer you a completely different way to understand that feeling, because I don't think your anger is the problem. I think it's one of the most honest messengers you have. And you have been apologizing to the messenger instead of listening to what it came to say. Here's what nobody told you about your anger. It is not a character flaw. It is information. Anger is the part of you that knows a line got crossed, that a boundary was stepped over, or a need went unmet, or something happened that was genuinely not okay. It is not proof that you are difficult. It is proof that some part of you is still paying attention, still keeping the record of what is fair. You were taught to apologize for the messenger, but the message is real. Think about when your anger actually shows up. It's not random. It flares when something crosses a line that matters to you, when you are taken for granted one time too many, when someone helps themselves to your time, your energy, your kindness, and does not even notice the cost. When a boundary you never got to say out loud gets stepped right over. The anger is not the malfunction. The anger is the smoke alarm doing exactly its job. And when you swallow it, you do not actually get rid of it. You just stop being able to hear what it was trying to tell you. The line still got crossed. The need is still unmet. You have simply agreed not to know it, which means nothing changes, and it happens again, and you swallow it again, and the resentment quietly builds in the place where the honest anger used to be. So let me be clear about what I'm not saying, because this is where people get nervous. I'm not telling you to rage. I'm not telling you to blow up at everyone who has ever crossed you or to let the anger drive. Anger is a wonderful messenger and a terrible boss. You do not have to hand it the wheel. But there is a world of difference between letting anger run your life and letting yourself actually feel it long enough to hear it, between acting on it and listening to it. You can be angry and calm at the same time. You can feel the heat, and instead of apologizing for it or acting it out, you can get curious. You can ask it the question you were never allowed to ask. What are you protecting? That is the question, because underneath almost every swallowed anger is something tender, a need you have not let yourself name, a boundary you were never given permission to have, a hurt that is asking quietly to be taken seriously. The anger is just the armor around it, the loud thing standing guard over the soft thing. And when you stop apologizing for the armor and ask what it is guarding, the anger usually softens because it was only ever trying to get you to protect yourself. Your anger is not asking you to become a cruel person. It is asking you to stop abandoning yourself. Every time you swallow it and apologize and call yourself difficult, you are siding against the part of you that knows you deserved better. So the next time it flares, don't rush to make it go away. Ask it what boundary it is guarding. It has been trying to protect you this whole time. And here's the tender part. For a lot of us, especially those of us who give and give, the anger has been down there so long that we cannot even feel it clearly anymore. It comes out sideways as sarcasm, as exhaustion, as that flat, resentful tiredness you cannot explain, as being snappish about something small because you were never allowed to be honest about something big. If that is you, you are not broken. You just have years of unheard signals stacked up, waiting for someone to finally listen. And you can be the one who does. You do not have to act on all of it. You just have to stop treating your own honest response as a defect. You are allowed to be angry that you were not treated well. You are allowed to feel it without apologizing for it. And you are allowed to let it show you where you need a boundary you have been too afraid to set. Let me give you a breath for feeling the anger instead of swallowing it. This one makes room for the heat rather than putting it out. So sit comfortably and let your feet be flat on the floor. Now bring to mind gently a recent moment when you felt that flash and then swallowed it. You do not have to relive the whole thing. Just let a little of the feeling be there and let it be allowed. Then breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. And instead of pushing the feeling down, let it have some room. You're not feeding it. You are just not fighting it. And out through your mouth for a count of 6. And as you do, ask it silently, what are you protecting? Again, in for 4. And let the heat exist without apology. And then out for 6. What boundary is this guarding? One more in for 4. This feeling is information, not a flaw. Then out for 6 and let yourself just now stop apologizing for it. Your anger was never the thing that made you difficult. It was the part of you that never stopped believing you deserved to be treated well. This week, when it flares, do not swallow it and do not hand it the wheel. Just pause and ask it one question. What are you protecting? And then take that answer seriously the way you take everyone else seriously. You are rooted, you are tended, you are enough. I'll talk to you on next Sunday.
Before you go, place a hand on your heart if you're somewhere you can do that. You just did something that matters. You showed up for yourself. You chose presence over autopilot. That is sacred living, not in the grand gestures, but in the small, repeated act of coming back. If this episode found you at the right moment, share it with someone who needs it. And if you haven't yet, subscribe so next Sunday finds you too. Root deep, breathe wide, live sacred.